When I think back and I look at my childhood, I think of a rebellious child coming from a broken home, searching for love all in the wrong areas. The friendships I ended up with were not good influence. They led me to do things that I was always getting into trouble, getting into fights, doing the things I was not supposed to. There was a point in my childhood where I was depressed, always running away from home. I just couldn't take it no more. And I wanted a way out, but I couldn't find a way out. And then that's when I got pregnant at 17 with my daughter. I had my moment and I broke down and I felt God's voice telling me, not knowing God in the moment, I love you. When I had my daughter, I eventually became a single mom. It was not what I wanted for my daughter. I wanted my daughter to grow up in a family, in a loving family, something I didn't grow up having. God ended up redeeming my story. I ended up getting married to my husband now, who I met at church. We got pregnant. I had my son in 2017. And that was the summer that my daughter was struggling with just too many transitions going on. She was having mental health problems, finding myself hopeless again, until we started praying and I started asking God to just open up the doors for my daughter. And I knew that He was not done. Sure enough, in August, Jeremy comes to our church mentioning all this about a new Christian school on the west side of Chicago, a classical. I didn't know what none of that meant, but I said, God, that's where you want my daughter, that's where she's going to be at. My husband lost his job. Our car broke down. I have a newborn baby, a baby, and a daughter to get to school so far away. So here I am. I told God a timeline. If you don't provide a transportation by January, I'm going to take my daughter out of school and I'm just not going to struggle no more. Sure enough, God's goodness, He provided a transportation for us through our church members. They blessed us with a new van, just enough to get us to get to school. By that point, I knew God's affirmation for our family. This is where He wants my children to go to school. And the way the teachers have constantly embraced her, reminded her of her identity in Christ, and not only that, want what's best for her as a person, but also academically. And as a mom, that brought so much relief and peace to my heart. And I volunteered, and from there, the Lord just started opening up doors. And this year, I'm the PE teacher for pre-K to 4th grade. My hope for these students that I get to engage with is I want them to know they are loved and they are cherished and they are children of God. Just the way they've blossomed, the way my daughter has blossomed, it just constantly reminds me, God, you are still working. You're not done with us. And I truly believe for my children that they're going to be successful first in Christ, and then the rest will flow.